How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we got a parcel. So today we're going to be opening this bad boy and seeing what's inside. I've got no idea what it is. I think it might be from Eaglemoss. So let's open it and have a look. So opening the parcel, we greeted to a lot of bubble wrap. This in fact is the Eaglemoss Collector Set 4, which has got Brian the Ood and the 10th Doctor. So I've not really looked into this much. I saw it online and literally wanted it right away. I didn't get the Dalek sets 1, 2 and 3. I may get them still, but as you said in the previous video, I got the 5-inch wave figure. And the reason I've kind of got these are for potential customs in the future to use as a baseline. Let's open them up and have a look what we've got. Inside we've got the 2 Eaglemoss figures right away. We'll have a look at them closer in a minute. And we've also got what appears to be an Eaglemoss magazine about the 2. Now, I've not actually got one of these before. I've never really bought off Eaglemoss direct. The only magazines I've got were the full-size bigger ones, like these. So I'm excited to see what they've done there with Hero Collector. So it is a smaller one, but can be used as kind of a poster. So that'll be interesting to read on. In it, it mentions like the parts of Time Lord Victorious, which have been released by Big Finish and respective companies. So I think that will be very interesting to read on once they've actually finished everything and released it, because Echoes of Extinction, at the point of recording, still hasn't been released, unfortunately, and we're still waiting for that. It also does mention here the other 2 sets that they've done. It doesn't mention the 3rd though. That's quite interesting. So with the figures out the display, it is clear to see that they are quite nice to look at. Now they are the statue version, so there is actually no articulation, but there are some issues which I have right away. First of all, when I unboxed the figures, my Brian the Ood was in fact not connected to the base plate. So I'm going to have to rectify that myself, but let's have a closer look on the paint application of Brian. So the Brian the Ood figure, it looks amazing if I'm honest. It does look like the 2002 variant of Ood released on a master style body. The figure just is in impeccable condition. You've got the orb in his hand, the perfect suit, it's just perfectly painted. You've also got his hand tied behind his back, little dents in the back of the head like there are on the actual Ood. This is just an amazing sculpt which I can see a lot of collectors wanting. There are some minor issues with this, like on the shoulder there is a bit of a paint scuff, and on the head the paint applications aren't perfect, but the main issue for me is that once again he wasn't glued down to his base, which means that's something that I'm going to be left to do. Now looking closer at the 10th Doctor, now this is amazing. I saw customs of it online, but looking at the Eaglemoss variant, I think this is beautiful. You've got the cracks on the Time Lord part on the back, you've got him in his pinstripe suit underneath, sonic screwdriver in hand, and the detail is impeccable. I mean, looking on the back you can clearly see the detail that they have got into this. They've put the dent, they've put the robes as if it's burnt material, they've got the damage on the back of the collar, turning him around. At the front you can clearly see the gold on him, the dents again, the detail in the material. This is an amazing figure. I've got no issues with the David Tennant one. And even when you look onto David Tennant's face sculpt, you can clearly see that he's got the blood splatters as if he's been damaged or injured, like it shows on the cover of the first book. Now I know that Eaglemoss have received a lot of negative results as of their late figures, with the paint application not being right and it being hit or miss, the glue not being perfect on the stand as you can see here, but other than that the sculpts are immaculate. And I think these go perfectly with the previous Eaglemoss figures which I have got. With looking at the 10th Doctor next to his previous release, I think you can clearly tell that they've used the same face sculpt with new painting and the same pinstripe suit sculpt, but it just looks amazing. It is basically the same but different. and I think these will fit perfectly on anybody's collector shelf or in anybody's display next to the previous release 10th Doctor and previous releases from his era on the show. Overall, I believe this is a good set. However, it hasn't led me to want to start collecting the Eaglemoss range. It has made me want to get the rest of the Time Lord Victorious range, but not collect further than that. Now, that might be because Time Lord Victorious is a high point at the moment, and obviously collecting all of the Time Lord Victorious does play into the story, yet the figurines aren't a big part of it. Personally, I believe that this is a good set, even though there are some issues with mine, but I do recommend it for anyone who has got the Dalek set and wants this set as well. As well as these figures, I have recently received another figure from Eaglemoss, and that in fact is the Snowman figure. Now, my younger brother has been watching my channel, and he saw that I hadn't got a Snowman figurine at all, and he found this on Eaglemoss and decided to buy it for me, and I am extremely thankful for that, as I've already told him. Now, this is going to go well on the display with the rest of my Eaglemoss collection. I do not care if it's in scale the 5-inch or not. I've got a Matt Smith from this era, and it's going on the shelf next to that. Thank you once again to my younger brother for buying me this, and I am very thankful. This set, however, I am very thankful that it got released. As soon as this was released, I immediately shared it with people who I know were interested in this, and they said that they were going to buy it as well. And I've got to say, I'm glad I purchased it. I purchased it after it was released, and it got here within a working day. So their postage is extremely fast, and the figure, I love both of them. They are amazingly detailed, minor few issues, but it is perfect. That's it for this week's video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next week for some more content.